Everybody's hot Filipino hits. It's the midday show with Alan Alvarez.
All right, mga kaibigan, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. And you're listening to the Midday Radio Show with Alan Alvarez, heard Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. here on KPHI Pinoy Power Radio, 96.7 FM, 11:30 a.m., cable 882, and streaming on PinoyPowerMedia.com. Today, mga kaibigan, we're very lucky, napakaswerte natin na nandito ang ating guest ngayon na si Ron Quesada, and we're learning about the kulintang. And the kulintang being an original Filipino instrument, he is a proponent of Filipino culture through the music of kulintang. So we're very, very happy to have him here. He's played a few songs already. He has a couple of more songs coming up for you. But in the meantime, we're getting to know him, getting to know his mission, his vision, and what he intends to do with this very unique art form that he has come up with called Kulintronica. Thank you for that, Ron.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right, Colton, you had a question?
Yeah, I mean, I was asking about like improvising on the kulintang, because most instruments you see a lot of people who can improvise, especially like people on YouTube, that kind of stuff. And I was asking you, like, how hard is it to improvise on this? Is it like piano's version of like doing really hard jazz, or
It's tough. It is tough. I study jazz music on guitar, jazz and improvisation, the great American art form. And it's always been my goal to have the same flexibility on the kulintang. And it's just so challenging. I think the best way to try to describe it is kind of like learning a foreign language and then trying to come up with poetry on the spot in that foreign language. So I've been trying to increase the fluency of the hand movements and increase the vocabulary of the different combinations of notes that I can play, so that I would have something to draw from when trying to improvise. I've participated in the Filipino American Jazz Festival in San Francisco a few years ago, and I sat in with John Calloway, who's an excellent flute player, and he had me come in and play on a song that he wrote for the John Santos Quartet called Itim.
Itim,
because he himself is Afro-Filipino.
Afro-Filipino?
Correct. So he had me come in and play kulintang in a jazz setting, and it was really challenging, but the musicians were really supportive, and there was a lot of great feedback at the show. So it worked out, but it's not easy.
So what other type of music can you put the kulintang in? You said house music. Now you were talking about jazz music. What other type of music you think kulintang can get in on?
It could be any music, really, because it's such a versatile instrument. I've heard people mix this with folk music. Asin did some great records in the Philippines with kulintang. Grupong Pendong did a few. Joy Ayala uses the kulintang in a really cool way. Eleanor Academia out of LA has actually mixed kulintang with like progressive rock, almost like a heavy metal.
Really? Wow.
It's really a musical instrument. One of the reasons that I chose electronic dance music for my contribution to this movement is partly because I come from San Francisco, sometimes called San Francisco, because we're so big on electronic dance music.
Sure,
we love it there.
Yeah,
and so it was a natural thing for me to go that route. But I would love to mix this with rock or senti love songs. We could take it into the bedroom.
Sure. Well, I was thinking spa, like massage spa, that type of thing, because it has that airy type of quality. The drumming
definitely got a relaxing type quality to it.
Yeah, it could also be relaxing.
Yeah, I love how you describe that. Yeah, airiness. There's that airiness to it, and I have met a lot of people that come from that kind of holistic healing background.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm sure that's big in San Francisco.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's huge over there.
If you need any type of body work done in San Francisco, you can get it cheap. And a lot of them come home
in a good way. We're talking about healing.
Yeah, healing. Energetic and cultural healing.
Yeah.
I've actually played with a kulintang player in San Francisco who does she does therapy with like tuning forks and like chakra energy.
Yes.
And I wish I could make a bigger contribution on that field, but that's a little beyond my expertise. I like to get the blood flowing, nightlife, have fun type of thing. So I think there's a big area to explore there for Kulintang to mix with I don't know what you would call it, like inspirational music or meditative music, because it was used traditionally as a mode to get into that trance state.
Right. Which is why I was asking you earlier. Is there a religious aspect to it? Because I could just imagine that they use this maybe to conjure up something, or to create an atmosphere, or to create an ambiance.
Ward off evil spirits.
Yes.
Ward off evil spirits.
Yes.
Get Casey away here, Casey Colton. Yeah. No. Just kidding.
No, it's attracting him. It's bringing him closer.
Bringing him closer.
Of course. What I'm here for.
Traditionally they would use the music as to set the scene for that. I don't know if I should say supernatural, that otherworldly experience.
Sure. No, I'm right there with you.
There's a festival during the winter solstice where Kulintang players will gather, especially in the Maguindanao area, and they'll play this one particular song for 14 days.
Whoa.
They play straight, day and night,
the same
song, and different they have to rotate musicians to keep it going, and then people are dancing. And I've talked to some of the musicians, and they've said that after the first few days, like, they just want to tear their ears off, like they, because they're playing the song over and over. But this is really the tradition, and the dancers would get into the music, and some of them would actually go into a trance state. And while they're in that trance state, they could do things like they could do healings, or they could maybe divine information about an upcoming. They could say, "Oh, Flossie's coming."
Sure.
Take refuge. Flossie's coming.
Really?
Yeah, or someone in the next village is plotting against you. They're going to give you information, while you're in the trance, that, how could this person, know this? And that's right. That's one of the things that they used to do with this instrument. And so they would play this one song for 14 days. And if ever someone went into a trance and was having like a bad trance, or maybe was possessed by like an evil spirit, there was actually an antidote song that they would play to bring the person back out of it.
Really?
So you always got to know the antidote song. It's actually, I don't know that song actually, and I always.
We're not gonna let you
better learn that song, dude.
You learn how whenever you're getting possessed.
Yeah, usually in San Francisco, I can just ask one of my friends, "Hey, play the antidote song." We got a situation, but out here, I better learn it.
Is it hard to learn?
Good idea.
It took me months to learn the basic song, so I'm sure the antidote must be even more complicated.
Oh, I'm sure
it's on my to-do list.
How many things on the list now?
That's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. Okay, another question. Are you getting people to contact you, or people reaching out to you because of this music? Are other musicians gravitating and say, "Oh my God, this guy Ron Quesada is doing this thing. I want to collaborate"? You said that you had some other musicians that you're collaborating with. Is this type of art form, because it's so unique and it's so you, that is it drawing other musicians who want to do projects with you with this instrument?
Oh yeah, thank you for that. And I wish it was because of me, but I think people are really attracted to the gongs. They just like the gongs. They don't realize that I'm the only one that has the tuned gongs.
Are you sure? Because that hair is fabulous.
Thank you. Yeah. If you look on the camera, I am known for having long curly hair. Aside from being a Kulintang player.
That's funny, dude. That's funny. All right. So they are reaching out to you because they see you, and they want to put something. They want to put a different twist maybe on what they're doing.
Yeah, and I think these are people that are already looking for Filipino sound, and then when they see me, they just feel lucky. Like,
Bang.
Here's the guy that can do it. I'm collaborating with a great jazz singer out of San Francisco named Shalani Alex, who wants Kulintang on one of her new records. So that's kind of uncharted territory to do a bossa nova type of thing for me, but we're going to try it out, and I think the results will be nice. Maybe if there's a chance, I can bring it to you, Alan, and
Sure.
show you how it turned out.
Yeah, you are welcome here anytime you're in town, Ron. You just give me a call, and we'll schedule you here. I mean that.
All right.
Yeah, it's recorded, so I can't take it back. I had another question. When you perform, and I've seen you perform, it's basically just you and the instrument and your computer. Okay, but in the future, I can see you with a whole production uh, theme. I'm talking about the dancers. I'm talking about the costumes. I'm talking about the background. I'm talking maybe Las Vegas type thing. Is this something that you're heading towards with your music and your art?
I would love to see that. I love theater people. I love dancers. I love stage designers and special effects. I know that Filipinos love spectacle too, especially things that are fantastic. I would love
Not just
to develop-
Filipinos, bro.
That's true.
Everybody loves that.
Yeah, monsters versus robots.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like that?
Oh no.
Oh man, I would love to elevate this as much as possible and work in dancers, costumes, lights.
Because I could see just by your some of the songs you're playing could have a theme with costumes, and then they'll have, and then you'll finish off with your number, and then maybe like how they do it in Vegas.
Like Lion King,
like
yeah.
doing acts.
Yeah, like Lion King or big time productions.
Right.
Is that something you really want to do something like
I
that?
would love to do that.
Mhm.
I just love performing. I love entertainment, and I think that there's so much possibilities that you could do with this instrument, and people are really interested for new things. I would love to see people doing aerial, people on ropes flying around. Maybe you can elevate
Exactly.
the
Cirque du
Kulintrong
Soleil.
to the sky.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
Cirque du
about.
Soleil.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, because it's such a unique thing, and the music that you come up with and the sound is so how do you say dynamic, that you can really put it into. You can go from you can even do like the different costumes of the Philippines, starting in the south and the Visayas, and then up all the way to the north.
That's right.
Doing different dances.
That's right. Yeah, we could do the Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao trip around the Philippines. Trip around the Philippines, into the future, into the imagination. Things that
That's great.
combine
Yeah.
the tradition with something that people have never seen before. If there's anyone out there that has any ideas or energy to put that together, let's do this. Let's make it happen here.
That sounds like something they'd have up in the PCC, Polynesian Cultural Center. Okay, it's that type of
Absolutely.
thing.
Or the Blaisdell.
Yeah, Blaisdell.
Oh, there's so much talent here. Let's get it all together and make it happen.
Yeah, I like the Vegas idea. I mean, to have a few nights in
Yeah, we'll
Vegas.
spend a few nights in Vegas and we'll do a show.
Do a show like the Kulintronica, Ron
right.
Quesada. I already could see you, dude. I can already see you up there.
But we'll take the proceeds and take it to the tables and win it all back.
We'll get it new and we'll lose it.
Yeah, that's excellent, man. That's excellent. So, what is your plan now? Now that you have the albums, what is the next step? What can we expect now from Ron Quesada?
I have the album coming out. I'm coming back in September to perform with the Bachata Tahitian Festival. So you heard about Kulintronica. There's the Bachata Tahitian Dance Festival that's happening in September. And I'll be performing in Chinatown at Bamboo 2 also in September. So watch out for announcements on that. That should be the second week of September. And then after that album comes out, I've got another album in the works.
Oh, really?
So the momentum is just picking up. The music's going to get even more exciting with more gongs and more singing and more bonga.
So we're gonna see you at the top of the iTunes list then.
That's right. Yeah, with your help, with your downloads and comments, we can we can bring Kulintang to the top of the iTunes list. Imagine that.
How big do they get, Ron? I mean, we're looking at things here. I can hold it in my hand. I've been showing it on the video. Do they get as big as gongs, or is this as big and as small as we're gonna see it?
Yeah, this Kulintang set, just the Kulintang, is considered like a medium set. It's about 6 feet wide when it's set up. They can be a smaller set. That would be like maybe 5 feet, or the gongs can even be bigger. And then besides these, you also have accompanying gongs in the traditional ensemble. You have the gandingan, also known as the talking gongs, which is, I always describe it, it's about the size of a large pizza. It's kind of flat. And then you have the bass gong, the agong, which is a huge extra large pizza that is deep. A deep pizza, almost looks like a car tire.
Oh, really?
So it's those really baritone notes.
Yeah, you got the baritone notes. And I notice when I workshop this music to students, the women they gravitate towards the big gong. They see the agong, they're like, oh, I wanna play that one. That's what they like.
Well, That's the reality of the situation. It's not just gongs.
So the lesson is women like the gongs.
It's not they like the big gongs. They don't want the little gongs. Forget the little gongs.
Size doesn't matter, just how you play it.
It does matter. That's what Ron just said. They like they're attracted to the bigger gongs.
I never
Just
thought of it that
let me
way.
keep lying to myself, Alan.
Well, you're being the only Caucasian here right now, Colton. Anyway,
Well, traditionally, actually, the women used to dominate the kulintang. It was only in the 20th
really?
century that men kind of got in there and started playing with a different style. So now it's not uncommon to see men playing. But a couple hundred years ago, it was only the women that played the kulintang, and the men would play the bass gong.
okay. Do you know the singkil?
Singkil.
Yeah, the
I love this. Yeah,
you love the singkil. Are they using the kulintang in
they
that?
are.
Oh, that's the
The,
kulintang.
the kulintang is the accompanying music for the singkil dance, and that is
fantastic.
hands down the most common way that people hear kulintang is by seeing the singkil dance, because it is a fabulous stage spectacle.
I used to see it all the time. I was in Boston. I was active with the Filipino community there, and they used to perform all the time.
It didn't make you dance?
No. They had because you got to know the steps to that if you're going to be
That's
the prince,
right.
right? There's a prince and a princess.
Yeah.
And they're brought in, right, in the singkil. It's a very Muslim influenced Filipino
Correct. Yeah.
dance.
The singkil is from the Maranao culture. Maranao are people that live by the lake. They're known for really ornate. Everything they do is very ornate. Lots of tiny designs, very intricate fabrics, and the singkil dance became one of the centerpieces of the Bayanihan Dance Company repertoire,
Exactly.
which was kind of how modern Philippines was introduced to the world, was through this dance repertoire. So singkil, you can't talk about kulintang music without talking about singkil, and kulintang music is the correct accompanying music for that dance.
And are there any other dances that I only know? I know the singkil, of course. I know the what's our dance? The tinikling.
Tinikling,
Okay, I know
right?
that. But are there any dances that, aside from the singkil, that utilizes this instrument for
Yeah,
dancing?
there's two main ones. One is called the sagayan. That is also known as the sword and shield dance. So you have a male dancer with a sword and shield and wearing almost like a helmet for a headpiece with a bunch of circular mirrors on it. And what that dance is doing is he's fighting away evil spirits, from the space. And the mirrors on his head tell the spirits to back off. The spirits would see that person dancing and be like, "Oh,
Really?
watch out! That guy has a lot of eyes.
Oh yeah.
Stay away."
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and the other dance is the pangalay, which is sometimes called the fingernail dance. And that is my favorite dance. That's the one where people put their arms in the air and kind of imitate the elemental forces. It's somewhat similar to hula, where you have people making like flowing water or waves or rain or sunshine, with their hands.
What's the name of that?
That's pangalay.
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 Let me see if we can check this out.
P-A-Nga-A-L-A-Y.
The pangalay. Let's see if we can.
Pangalay?
Tausug.
Correct.
Oh, this is the dance of the Tausug. Ah, okay, interesting.
When in doubt, go to the internet.
When in doubt, go to YouTube.
There's a lot of
Interesting.
kulintang music on YouTube.
That's where I
Really?
found it. Yeah, type Ron Quesada and Kulintang on YouTube, mga kaibigan, and you'll see it. There's just a ton of them. So basically everything that's a lot of this, it looks like it's Muslim area. So anything really that would come up with Muslim would probably be using this type of instrument.
Yeah, because the way that Islam came to the Philippines was from the south. From the south going north. So, and that's where Kulintang music was already being played. So the people that were already playing Kulintang music adopted this new religion, and that is why you have that association of Kulintang music with Muslims.
Did they ever use this for war or for battle? These I could just imagine maybe they'll start off slow and then fast into something.
Or like in a way how 18th century Napoleonic used the drums to signal orders.
Exactly. Did they ever use that for that?
I think it's possible, and let me tell you why. It's because the Kulintang music is so lyrical that you could actually communicate messages almost like a text message with the Kulintang. Like you could play a melody and say something like, the enemy is approaching from the west. They're 2 days out. You could play that on your gong instrument, and if you try to put yourself back in that time, there's no telephones, there's no cell phones, there's no telegraph. But if you had these metal gongs, you could hear it, the next village, a few villages over, and so you could actually send messages back and forth.
Yeah, I notice. It's very loud. It can be very loud. I mean,
Can't feel bad for putting my mic pretty close to it when you're playing.
I had to lower all the volume.
You guys are point blank range in here.
No, I've seen him at the festivals, and you don't really need much amplification.
Right.
I mean, you're just jamming out there, and everybody can hear it. So, okay, Ron, we're gonna take a commercial break again, and maybe we can do another song when we come back, and then we'll give you a chance to promote yourself, for people to get in touch with you. But mga kaibigan, kasama po natin dito si Ron Quesada, and we have been talking about the Kulintang and the Kulintronica project, and we're just so entertained today that we're and not only entertained, but we're learning a lot, because not only does Ron know how to play the Kulintang instrument, he also knows the history and the uses behind it. So that's really amazing, Ron.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, we're gonna learn more, mga kaibigan. So huwag kayong aalis, huwag kayong bibitiw. Babalik tayo kaagad dito sa ating Midday Radio Show.
Alan Alvarez on the radio, KPHI 96.7 FM.